Hello everyone. Oops. Yep. Hello everyone. So in the last video, this is Aman, startup founder, entrepreneur based in Japan. Currently I'm in India visiting. In the last video I talked about companies that inspire me, right, for various reasons. And I mentioned companies like Sony, Nintendo, 3M, Menlo, the Edison Company, Tencent, a bunch of those, right? And one of them was Apple. And just wanted to share an interesting lesson that I learned from Apple from watching a video of Steve Jobs just today. And I was thinking about marketing and branding, for my company. And I was really confused. Like, I'm not, it's kind of, I don't really want to say it from my own mouth, but because I don't believe in negative affirmations. I try to be really careful about what I say about myself and about my company, and just try not to. If you've read the book The 4 Agreements, you will know that words have incredible power. So I'll try to say this as neutrally as possible. So far, I haven't shown a strong acumen or skill in marketing. Or let's say my skills in marketing have a lot of room to improve. Okay, let's put it that way. And you know what I mean, right? So I was really, struggling with, certain marketing type decisions and branding decisions for my company. And so I just looked up, on YouTube, what Steve Jobs had to say about the topic. And what he said was really interesting. And this is a really famous video, right? If you go and look it up, Steve Jobs and marketing, it's a really famous video. And he says that marketing is not about telling people to believe that you have the best product, right? There's a black cat who's constantly looking at me. I think it's kind of weird, but so marketing is not about the products, even though they do build the best products, in many ways. Instead, he says that customers, they're bombarded with information and with messages from all over, right? And what marketing is all about is showing to people, communicating to people who you are in a way that you are remembered, right? So you want to build familiarity with people, so that when they think of your company, they know who you are, right? So if you're constantly trying to feed them information, then they won't really remember you easily because you're competing with everybody else. So instead, what you want to do is focus on values, where if you give out one message that you want people to remember, just one message, and across all your marketing and advertising, you just keep hammering the same message again and again, until the people are like, yeah, okay, we get it. Apple is for this. Apple stands for that, right? And this way, every time you launch a new product, you don't have to reintroduce your company all over again, right? People just know that Apple stands for this, right? Like Coca-Cola, for example, they stand for happiness, right? Nike is for just do it. They honor athletes across their marketing, and Red Bull, they stand for doing crazy shit, right? Like extreme shit. They're constantly supporting, showing extreme stuff in their branding, right? Gives you wings and whatnot, right? And Apple was they had a certain thing that, people with crazy ideas can change the world and stuff like that, and they want to support them. So that really helped. I hope I'm making sense. And by the way, you should really go and watch Steve Jobs' video, right? After this. But I was thinking about what Densler especially stands for And I realized that for Denslayers, the core value that I believe in is that, okay, so I don't really talk about the actual company and what we're doing on this channel much, but in this video, I'll just say, because I want to make this channel like about me and my journey and less about the company, even though they're like inseparable from each other, right? But let me talk about the actual thing that we're building a little bit, ancillary, right? Indirectly. So at Denslayers, we believe that the people who are toiling and struggling on a problem alone, like people who are, toiling away on a problem, or on a like the lone scientist or scholar or engineer or person who's like trying to figure something out, trying to create something, like Thomas Edison working on his light bulb, right? 10,000 attempts. The people who are like that, the lone scientist toiling away on something and trying to make a breakthrough, I believe that these are the people who actually change the world. They change the entire, face of the human race. And they're the ones who push the human race forward. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, a lot of people do that. They change the world, but I'm talking about changes on a civilizational level, not just in a pop culture, social fabric level, right? And these scientists, these scholars, these people who are trying to make breakthroughs, right? It might be just some guy who's trying to solve a problem, a mathematical problem that hasn't been solved, or working on a proof that hasn't been for a mathematical, theory or something that hasn't been proven yet, right? There's people like that all over in the science and math fields. These are the people doing this deep work, and struggling, beating their head against the wall, trying to make that discovery. At Denslayers, we believe that they are the people who need to be celebrated a lot more than they are, and I guess that's what our marketing. हो गया क्या भैया? बंद हो गया क्या? बंद करना है क्या पार्क?
कहाँ रहते हैं?
हाँ,
कहाँ रहते हैं?
यहीं पे रहता हूँ मैं, D1 में, भगत हॉस्पिटल के सामने।
भगत हॉस्पिटल के सामने रहते हैं तो 9 बजे लॉक होता है। 9 बजे हम व्हिसिल मार के अपना लॉक कर देते हैं।